Welcome to the SVG TV News for Wednesday, February 22nd. I am Khalil Kato with the details. Yesterday, the Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with the SVG Red Cross and the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, launched the National Volcano Relief Farm Labor Assistance Program at the Trumuka Government School. The Farm Labor Assistance Program, described as another recovery support effort from the eruptions of La Soufrière in April 2021, is being financed at a cost of 800,000 EC dollars. Speaking at the launch of the event on Tuesday afternoon, Minister of Agriculture Saboto Caesar gave an overview of how his ministry was able to implement the project.
If you are here to help, I am here to receive on behalf of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And when they started to discuss, they said to me, by way of a question, what is the best way that we can assist you? I said, we are helping the farmers already with some income support. We are helping the farmers, and we have a program to help with fertilizer. We're going to also help with water tanks. The representative from the church said to me, I am going to provide a sum of $800,000 to help to pay workers for the farmers. Let us give the church a round of applause for their love. I right away called the Red Cross. And the Red Cross is a very important organization in this country and throughout the world. And when Soufrière was erupting, the government, we had our people up and down the country, and we were working hand in hand with the Red Cross to ensure that we show the true resilience of our people.
The minister said the registration process for farmers interested in having workers to assist with crop production has begun, and encouraged the farmers present at the event to take advantage of the opportunity.
This evening and for the rest of the week into next week, we are going to have a process where farmers will come and register their names, because we can't just send a weed eater man on your land just so. You have to say whether you want a weed eater, whether you want somebody with the hoe, whether it's a cutlass man, whether it's a chainsaw man, you have to register and say what kind of services you want. And when we collect all the information, take us another week, week and a half, we are going to deploy the different crews in the different areas. And if you know you ain't ready for the weed eater man yet, don't make it come and clean up the place and you ain't plant, and within the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, with the nice rain we get in from Almighty God, the grass grow back. You have to plan it out carefully. Put down the right times, the right dates, and we are going to have not only the extension staff in North Leeward go around and create this list, but we are going to support the extension staff to get the information.
Minister Caesar said that the Farm Labor Assistance Program is not only for the people in North Leeward, but throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and promised North Leeward farmers a donation of over 1,000 sacks of fertilizer.
That the farmers of North Leeward will receive 1,000 sacks of fertilizer, and that will be provided to you. We started already, and before the end of this week, you want until Monday? He said he wants the weekend. He wants until Monday. By Monday, the 1,000 sacks of fertilizer, which will include the NPK and also some urea, because I know that there are some farmers who didn't get urea the last time. We are going to have 1,000 sacks of fertilizer for the farmers of North Leeward.
A young farmer who is the owner of JJ's Farm, which is a popular farm in South Central Windward, is challenging young people to get involved in farming. At a recently held outreach activity hosted by the Diamondites Youth in Agriculture and Agribusiness Club, Jonathan Durant outlined the benefits and opportunities for the youth in farming. Durant noted that by farming, he receives a massive weekly income.
My basic drive today is to encourage the youths in getting involved in agriculture, because there's a lot of opportunities out there for young people in agriculture. Right? I can testify today that I made around $1,500 per week off of produce, off of my farm. If you do that maths by 4, that is $6,000 per month income. Right? That's a lot of money, a lot of cash. And for a young man to reap in $6,000 per month, I don't know, a joke thing, not a serious thing. You know?
Speaking on some of his accomplishments as a young farmer, Durant said that he recently signed a big contract with a company to provide it with vegetables weekly.
I recently signed a contract with a new company. They want me to produce them with vegetables every week. There's another task. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to expand the farm. I'm going to go larger, make more money, because at the end of the day, it's all about the money. Nobody now work for free, you know?
Durant says that he would be available to give guidance to any youngsters who are willing to start a farming business, noting that persons can contact him through his social media Facebook page at JJ Farms.
Me want to encourage the youths them to take up back the land them from where your grandparents them left off, walk back the land them. The assistance is there, the technical assistance from the ministry is there, is available. And I am here too. Anybody interested can contact me, and I will come to you. I will deal with you straightforward, you know, give you the encouragement, the assistance required based on what you're planning on doing. You know, so I want to see more youths getting involved in agriculture. And this is not a joke, this is a serious matter. Because if Uno go down in the supermarket recently and Uno check the price on some of the produce in the supermarket, Uno go know what we're up against. It's not a joke thing, a serious thing, brother. Serious thing. So there is a lot of money out there to make in agriculture, and I know there's a lot of youth unemployed. So I urge all the youths to go and get involved. Do something for yourself. Don't wait on nobody. Don't wait on nobody to come pass a $20 or $50 to you. You know, depend on that. You want to be independent. You know, when you see Sabi, you Sabi, give me one now. You know, depend on that. You go out and get your own thing.
Work on the quarry project in Richmond Vale is ongoing and has transformed the landscape. According to the Honorary Consul of Guyana to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Nigel Russell, the project is a welcomed one for Guyana as it is for SVG. Russell said Guyana has already indicated an interest in buying ore from the Richmond quarry.
In St. Vincent has just begun. Guyana will be buying the majority of that ore. It is written in all of their documents. But I said it's news for many people that to know that Guyana, in spite of Guyana has lots of quarries, this ore, with Guyana now on the resurgence of construction boom in the last 3 to 4 years, this ore is needed. So we are looking very, very closely at how it goes on. Many people who are in the industry of construction in Guyana are calling up to find out how we're going. So I can't say we're working on the project. We are hoping that the project goes to the time frame so that Guyana can get that ore.
The Honorary Consul said they are awaiting the stage of exportation of aggregate from the quarry project.
It did specify, because your markets are important for quarries. If you're going to be spending all of this money for a quarry, your markets are important, and I think St. Vincent is well placed right now there to know that you already have a market, and Guyana is a very big market. So I will be keeping abreast, you know, with the operations that goes on there from our side to see how it is going. So I'm not facilitating it. All my job is to do is to find out where we are, because the ore is important. There may be ways away from that because I still think there's work is going on, maybe very, very slow. But I only wanted people to know this, that Guyana is waiting to see the project come straightly on stream so we'll be able to have access to that ore that can help us there.
It's been almost 2 years since the eruption of La Soufrière in April 2021. The Richmond Vale Academy, which sits closest to the volcano on the leeward end of the island, has still not fully recovered from the impacts. However, as we hear in this report, work is progressing as different groups are involved in the recovery program.
Richmond Vale Academy continues to work with the groups as they implement their projects post-volcanic eruptions.
Removing ash once we realize that we are removed from the important parts. Like from in the building, from down in the diving center, which is at the starting of the road, from where we think is important remove. We used to do our saplings there, and this is, but right now we, after the volcano get mashed up, and we just remove everything, dispose of the metals. Later on we'll have a new nursery.
Marvin Douglas, project leader at the Richmond Vale Academy, giving a tour and explaining to the network of NGOs last week on how the academy is progressing following the eruptions of La Soufrière volcano in April 2021. The fruit forest was the most exciting for many.
Because they're fruit trees and it's an edible forest.
Yeah.
So everything in the forest you can eat.
I love that.
You can use it to make something within your daily life.
Richmond Vale is known for its giant banana trees.
This is our giant area. It has been here for quite a time. And it's still very young. There's more height to go on each of these trees. Banana, green leaf. This is the nature original height.
Composting is also part of a project carried out on the site.
Everything within the system is recycled, or we try to recycle everything. Produce zero waste.
Backyard gardening plays an important role at the Richmond Vale Academy.
Seed nursery. This is where we set our seeds that don't have problem being transplanted. Because this gives you an idea of what you're going to, what the garden is going to look like when it's finished, the final product.
Got it.
Even better.
I hear you.
You put in the energy work with you and flows with you. We don't work against nature when we're doing stuff. We work with nature and try to integrate nature in our work.
Persons part of the tour were encouraged to build their own backyard gardens. Larissa Pugsley Kidd, SVG TV News.
Today, Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Ralph Gonzales, is celebrating 29 years as the elected Member of Parliament for North Central Windward. He was first elected to serve the people of that constituency on February 22, 1994. Speaking on NBC Radio's face-to-face program today, PM Gonzales says it's a celebratory day not only for him, but also the people of North Central Windward, and thanked them for their continued support.
I've been told, I've been advised, and the records will show that in the aggregate, since universal adult suffrage in 1951, there is only one person who has served more years than me in Parliament, that is Sir James. But I would have done more than anybody else since independence. It has been quite an honor. For me, it's a privilege to have been serving the people of North Central Windward. We have accomplished quite a lot together in North Central Windward, and we have more to accomplish in the next coming years. And also for the country as a whole, because North Central Windward has made it possible for me to be Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the last 22 years. And of course, by the end of 2025, God willing, when the term comes to an end, I'll be there or thereabouts 25 years as Prime Minister and 31 years as parliamentary representative. So it has been a long journey. We are like family in North Central Windward. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows me as the comrade, or simply Ralph. And you know, you'll find occasionally they say, hey, PM, how things going? You know?
Yes.
Prime Minister Gonzales said that it has been a long journey of triumphs and defeats, advances and setbacks, ups and downs.
Through all the changing scenes of life, I have remained faithful to my promise to the people of North Central Windward and St. Vincent and the Grenadines to do my best with them, to the best of my ability, to serve them selflessly, to serve them caringly, with love. We have been in solidarity with one another for the benefit of all the people, and especially the poor, the working people, the marginalized, the disadvantaged, those who are too young to be able to take care of themselves, and those who are too old, and those who are sick, and those who are poor. I have sought in every single way to see how I can uplift them and help to do so, and let them stand on their feet. And there are many programs, policies which we have implemented, which have brought about all of those things. It has been a very special period in the life of the people of North Central Windward, and on dare say of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because on March 28, it will be 22 years since this ULP government has been in office. So in a sense, over the next month and following, between now and March 28, I have no doubt you will be seeing a lot of.
The minister said that he is also celebrating this year 55 years of political activism in SVG, the region, and across the world.
It has been a long journey. God has, I believe, chosen this path for me, and I hope I have not disappointed him amidst all my limitations and weaknesses.
In reference to the country's fiscal situation at the end of January 2023, Prime Minister Gonzales said while the revenues are up compared to the same period in 2022, they are not as much as they anticipated they would have collected.
It was better than last year, but a little short for the month of January in relation to our budget.
Okay.
Now, 1 month, you can't make a judgment on 1 month. You see what I mean?
Yes, right.
And January, it's encouraging that we have had, over 10% increase in the revenues this year compared last year, but we had a little bit more thinking that we would have gotten. Maybe that was an over-ambitious thought. But the expenditure is also going up.
Mm.
The current expenditure has gone up by about 7%. As you would expect, you would have had a jump because of the 2.5% increase in salaries now.
Salaries, yes.
And wages, and then naturally the contribution for your NIS would go up.
Mm-hmm.
And we have seen some increases in social assistance benefit. So we end the first month with a small current account balance when there was a small current account deficit for last year, January.
Mm-hmm.
So it's holding, but that doesn't mean that the situation is not still tighter.
PM Gonzales notes that the price of things is going through the roof because of the Russia-Ukraine war, which has been exacerbated by what was already in motion. Tomorrow, there will be another sitting of Parliament, and PM Gonzales said other than the usual question and answer segment, he is looking forward to having the amendments made on 4 bills, which he said are of practical significance to the country.
The Prevention of Trafficking in Persons Amendment Bill where we want to strengthen the penalties.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The Chief Engineer Amendment Bill, to put some practical things there to make the law more practical in all the circumstances, because that law was made a long time ago. Civil Aviation Amendment Bill, to strengthen the legislation, because this is we want to do this across the OECS, so that we can help us to get back Category 1 now.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Category 1 status. And there's some amendments to improve the Cooperative Societies Act. Because, you know, cooperative societies, credit unions and the like, it's a big thing in our country. So you always have to be looking at the legislation and trying to strengthen it.
As the Sign Hill Government School continues its Literacy Week under the theme, Maths and Language are here to stay, we love to do them every day, the school's literacy coordinator, Drusilla Nadia Windsor, said they are encouraging students to see the joy in reading to enhance their vocabulary and engage in mathematics. In a telephone interview today with SVG TV News, Windsor provided an overview of the Literacy Week of activities at the Sign Hill Government School.
What we are encouraging them to do is to see the joy in reading and doing maths. We notice that some children, they shy away because persons, parents in particular, they might use reading as a punishment. Boy, you're fed up, do such and such, go pick up the book. So in their mind, picking up the book is like a punishment. Okay, I did something wrong, so I have to read. So we're trying to break that and get the children to enjoy reading. And in reading, they're going to build the vocabulary, they're going to be exposed to things that they're not even exposed to. So that is one thing we are doing that will guide them into being more literate.
Windsor said that pedagogy technology is used to reinforce what is taught in the classroom as part of their efforts to get students excited and engaged in literacy.
I'm the kindergarten teacher, and what we use is the Jolly phonics to help reading. So sometimes I would try the flipped classroom method, whereby you send the work at home so that they can hear exactly what it is you're teaching. So we would send them the YouTube link to the songs that we're doing. And they will be able to hear it and they'll be able to sing it with some of the children. I have like for example, I'm doing nouns in my class. And I have like 5 sentences, and these are for those who, well, I want them to identify the nouns in the sentences. And some of them, and it's term 2, some of them, just by seeing some of the little words like pig, cat, man, they can circle those that they can identify as nouns already, just because they were exposed to the Jolly phonics, and we're teaching them how to blend once they learn the letters, so they can catch on reading as quickly just like that. So we normally try the flipped classroom method. I'm sure other teachers, they would do that. For example, if they're doing a subject in science, we have WhatsApp groups for each class. They would send the information in the WhatsApp group chat so that the parents, they would know exactly what it is we are doing.
The literacy coordinator said having the ability to converse correctly and broaden their vocabulary in literacy will pave new paths for students.
It's important for them to know about literacy because, as I mentioned before, it can take you places. Being able to read, write, and speak properly, being able to converse properly, to have a wide vocabulary, it will take you places. Like it would lead you from one door to the other because you're able to understand, comprehend, and so forth.
Coordinator of the Bible Learning Resource Center, Asha Sam McMillan, is encouraging persons in the community and surrounding areas to take advantage of the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate classes being offered at the center at no cost. Sam McMillan and participant Timaya Williams were discussing the opportunities that the Learning Resource Center offers on the API's Manning SVG program today.
Or other zones, because we have 9 zones throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and they're all it might not be the same class, but they're all offering CXC classes. Some zones are even offering literacy and numeracy, because we know we have persons who are not able to do certain things, and we cater for that as well. So they can go wherever community they're from, find a learning resource center, and just ask questions, because any of our zonal coordinators would be able to assist. Our director, Miss Jeffers, Kathleen Jeffers, is our director at Adult Ed, and she always encouraged these types of things, especially numeracy and literacy, because we don't want anybody to be left out when it comes to academics or anything like that. So we try our best to cater to the needs of the Vincentian public.
Macmillan noted that there is a struggle to have male participation in the courses. However, they are looking to add more courses to attract them.
Tried everything in the book, trying to get the males to come. In our academic classes, we have few males that will come, younger males. These are persons who might have gone to school and didn't get the required subjects that they would need to go to college, and they find themselves in the class. But for males who have been out of school for a while, I've tried everything. We've tried even offering different things, or tell me what you want, so that we can do whatever we have to do to make sure that we bring it to you. Like we tried doing a chef course, because if we say chef, it would be males. Nothing. And I was really excited that my program officer, Jocelyn, she worked along I worked along with her, and we did the electrical course, and we got a lot of males. I find that some persons are also asking for plumbing. So I'm thinking after we would have done the culinary arts, we would do the plumbing, so that it would be geared towards getting the young men to be a part of.